Hi, it's Hans at ahappierman.com. Today's topic is keep track of what's important. Well, first of all, I don't think it's necessary for you to go overboard tracking everything in your life. But I would say that if there are certain things in your life that you want to elevate, that you want to do well on, that you know is going to improve your life, well, those are the things you keep track of, right? And that if you don't, maybe you don't have to worry about tracking what other people are doing. You keep track of what you're doing. So for me, like some of the biggest things I like to track are my workouts. And I keep track, the weights, the reps, the days, and the notes about the workout. And while I'm there at the gym, I have a notebook keeping track of things. It gives me something to do between sets as extra rest and what have you. And then after the workout, I make a note, in my calendar. So I kind of know when I've worked out, and over the months, I know how many times and all of that. See, working out is important to me, so I track it. Getting together with my favorite people, I keep track of when I do that because that's important to me. The friends, the family, the kids. When did I see them, and what did we do, and that kind of thing. I keep track of, so I can look, years from back and say, oh yeah, that month is usually I would see such and such. Right? That's important to me. The people, my favorite people, I want to know what I did. Right? I do keep a little bit of track of the weather in the sense of tracking terrible weather. I don't know. Maybe it's unnecessary, but I think you'll find if you keep track of the weather just a tad bit, you'll be able to see, well, why didn't I take a bunch of walks this week? Well, if it was raining like heck all week, I'm probably not going to walk so much, right? Or if it was terrible winter weather all weekend, you know why I didn't go out in the town, right? It was a blizzard or 20 below or something. You see what I mean? You keep track of kind of the reasons why you would do something or why you didn't do something. Those are kind of the vacation, the travel. I keep track of that. I have a system where I, year by year, where did I go? I have a vacation book where I kind of keep track of the main elements of the vacation. To me, that's fun because the travel is a big, an important part of my life. I don't want to, 10 years from now, wonder, did I do anything in 2020? Well, no, I have an easily tracked system, so I know what I did because the travel is important to me. When I started travel with my parents back when I around high school time, and I didn't keep track of those times, and those times were special to me, and I kind of kicked myself for not making some notes about them and keeping track of it over the years because it was a special time, and I wish I would have had a little bit of a tracking mechanism. It's important to me with, my relationships with women, so I keep track of those things, right? If you have more than one lady over the years, you might want to keep track of the girls that you meet and have good experiences with. If you have a special woman in your life, you probably want to keep track of the things that are important to her, right? There's going to be things related to that relationship that you ought to keep track of, the special people, so you can help her and it shows that you care. When your children are small, you probably have to keep track of things for them, right, until they get older and can kind of deal with their own life. But when they're small, no, they're not going to be able to keep track of their medical and dental appointments. They're not going to, this things related to school. When you have children, you gotta do a lot of tracking of what is going on with them. It's very, very important. Obviously, your medical records, what you do for your health, all of those are very important. You probably have some tracking of your finances, as you're paying off debts and increasing your investments. You would have some tracking so you know kind of where you're at. These things are all important to you. You'll be keeping track of what's important. You see what I mean? I would turn the TV off a little more often and spend a little more time keeping track of your own life. Your life elevates when you know more what's going on. You can help other people with this too, because you can keep track of things. Like with my kids, even though they're adults, I still keep track of some of the things that they're doing, because I find it fascinating what they're doing. So why wouldn't I keep track of it? Right? Why wouldn't I? I find the people around me very fascinating, and I want to, let's say, know what's going on in their lives. And especially my own. I find my own life like this movie that I'm creating, so why not keep track of it and make it even more special? So give that idea some thought. Keep track of your life and what's most important to you. All for now.